As Buddha once said, happiness does not depend on what you have or who you are. It solely relies on what you think. Have you ever felt like life's challenges are too much to handle? Well, today we're going to explore some wisdom from Buddhism that can help us through tough times. But don't worry, these tips aren't just for Buddhists. They're for anyone struggling with emotions and life's ups and downs. Come along as we delve into 15 simple ideas inspired by Buddhism. These aren't complicated rules. They're just ways to make life a bit better and find more happiness. Whether you're feeling stressed, lost, or just looking for a bit of peace, these ancient teachings have something for everyone. Let's discover how these timeless teachings can bring more calm and joy into our lives, one step at a time. Number 1. Practice forgiveness. Forgiveness is a profound concept in Buddhism, rooted in the understanding of interconnectedness and the nature of suffering. In Buddhist philosophy, forgiveness is not merely an act of letting go of past grievances. It is a transformative practice that leads to inner freedom and liberation from the cycle of suffering. Forgiveness, in Buddhism, is grounded in the recognition of the universal truth of impermanence and the understanding that clinging to past hurts only perpetuates suffering. The Buddha himself emphasized the importance of forgiveness, stating, "Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned." To forgive in the Buddhist sense is to release oneself from the burden of resentment and anger, recognizing that holding on to such negative emotions only harms oneself. It does not necessarily mean condoning or forgetting the actions of others, but rather choosing to let go of the emotional attachment to past hurts. One powerful practice for cultivating forgiveness in Buddhism is forgiveness meditation, also known as metta, or loving-kindness meditation. In this practice, individuals extend feelings of compassion, kindness, and forgiveness towards themselves and others, including those who may have caused harm or offense. Through repetition and intention, this practice helps soften the heart and dissolve barriers erected by anger and resentment. Moreover, forgiveness in Buddhism is closely linked to the concept of karma, the law of cause and effect. Understanding karma involves recognizing that every action, whether positive or negative, carries consequences, and holding on to resentment only perpetuates negative karma. By forgiving others, individuals can break the cycle of negative karma and create the conditions for greater peace and happiness in their lives. It's important to note that forgiveness in Buddhism is not always easy, especially in cases of deep betrayal or trauma. It is a process that requires patience, compassion, and self-reflection. Sometimes forgiveness may not happen all at once, but unfolds gradually over time as individuals cultivate greater understanding and compassion for themselves and others. Ultimately, practicing forgiveness in Buddhism is a profound act of self-liberation. By letting go of resentment and embracing forgiveness, individuals free themselves from the shackles of the past and open their hearts to greater love, compassion, and joy. As the Buddha said, "Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule." Through the practice of forgiveness, individuals can break free from the cycle of suffering and cultivate a life filled with peace and harmony. Number 2. Live with intention. In Buddhism, living with intention means consciously directing our thoughts, words, and actions toward what truly matters to us, guided by our values and aspirations. It's about aligning our daily choices with our deeper purpose and vision for our lives, rather than drifting aimlessly or being driven solely by external circumstances. At the heart of living with intention is the recognition of impermanence and the preciousness of life. Buddhists believe that life is fleeting and uncertain, and therefore it's essential to make the most of each moment by living with purpose and mindfulness. Living with intention means understanding what truly matters to us and focusing on those things. It's about thinking carefully about what gives us happiness and purpose, and what we want to achieve in life. When we know our values, we can make choices that match our goals, which leads to a more satisfying and meaningful life. Setting goals that align with our values helps us stay focused on what's important, rather than just reacting to situations. This can include creating clear goals for different parts of life, like work, relationships, health, and personal growth. Another important part of living with intention is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness means being fully aware of the present moment, paying attention to our thoughts, feelings, and actions without judging them. By doing this, we can make choices that match our values and goals. Living intentionally also means taking responsibility for our actions. Instead of blaming others or our situation, we accept that we have control over our lives and can create positive change. This mindset helps us be more accountable and strong in the face of challenges, knowing that we shape our future through our choices. Living with intention also involves being grateful for the present moment. Rather than always chasing future goals or regretting the past, we learn to appreciate the beauty and blessings around us. In Buddhism, living with intention means living mindfully, purposefully, and honestly. It's about making sure our thoughts, words, and actions reflect our values, and enjoying each moment with gratitude. By doing this, we can create a life that feels fulfilling and in tune with who we truly are. Number 3, cultivate generosity. Generosity is a fundamental virtue in Buddhism, rooted in the principle of compassion and interconnectedness. It is the practice of giving freely and selflessly without expecting anything in return, and it is considered a powerful means of cultivating positive qualities such as kindness, compassion, and joy. Generosity in Buddhism is not limited to material giving, but encompasses all forms of giving, including the giving of one's time, attention, skills, and even forgiveness and understanding. It is a way of opening the heart and connecting with others on a deep level, transcending the boundaries of self and other. One of the central teachings of Buddhism is the importance of overcoming selfishness and cultivating a spirit of generosity. The Buddha himself was a model of generosity, freely giving of his teachings, time, and resources to all who sought his guidance. He often emphasized the joy and liberation that comes from giving, stating, "Generosity brings happiness at every stage of its expression." We experience joy in forming the intention to be generous and in carrying out acts of generosity. Practicing generosity in Buddhism involves cultivating a generous mindset and actively seeking opportunities to give. This may involve acts of charity and philanthropy, such as donating to those in need or volunteering for charitable organizations. However, generosity is not limited to grand gestures. Small acts of kindness and generosity can have a profound impact on others and bring joy to both the giver and receiver. Moreover, cultivating generosity in Buddhism involves overcoming the obstacles of attachment and selfishness. It requires letting go of the mindset of scarcity and recognizing the abundance that exists in the world. By cultivating a spirit of generosity, individuals can break free from the cycle of craving and dissatisfaction and experience a deep sense of fulfillment and contentment. One powerful practice for cultivating generosity in Buddhism is the practice of dana, or giving. Dana involves giving freely and generously to support spiritual teachings in the community. It is considered one of the fundamental virtues in Buddhism and is seen as a means of purifying the mind and cultivating wholesome qualities. Additionally, cultivating generosity in Buddhism involves practicing gratitude and appreciation for the generosity of others. By recognizing the kindness and generosity we have received from others, we can cultivate a sense of humility and gratitude, which in turn motivates us to be more generous toward others. Cultivating generosity in Buddhism is about cultivating a heart of compassion and kindness toward all beings. It is a practice that not only benefits others, but also brings joy, fulfillment, and liberation to the giver. By cultivating generosity, individuals can foster positive qualities such as compassion, kindness, and joy, and contribute to creating a more compassionate and harmonious world. Number 4. Practice self-reflection. Self-reflection is a fundamental practice in Buddhism, essential for personal growth, insight, and liberation from suffering. It involves looking inward with honesty and mindfulness, examining our thoughts, emotions, and actions with the aim of gaining deeper understanding and wisdom. At the heart of self-reflection in Buddhism is the recognition of the impermanent and interconnected nature of reality. By turning our attention inward and observing the ever-changing nature of our thoughts, feelings, and experiences, we come to realize the transient and conditioned nature of our existence. This insight helps to loosen the grip of attachment and aversion, leading to greater freedom and liberation from suffering. Self-reflection in Buddhism involves cultivating mindfulness, the practice of being fully present and aware of our thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations without judgment. Through mindfulness, we can observe the fluctuations of our mind with clarity and objectivity, gaining insight into the causes and conditions that give rise to our thoughts and emotions. One of the key benefits of self-reflection in Buddhism is the cultivation of self-awareness. By observing our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors with mindfulness, we become more attuned to the patterns and tendencies of our mind. This heightened self-awareness allows us to recognize unwholesome habits and tendencies that may be causing suffering, and to cultivate more positive qualities such as kindness, compassion, and wisdom. Self-reflection in Buddhism also involves examining our actions and intentions with honesty and integrity. This includes reflecting on the ethical implications of our actions and the consequences they have on ourselves and others. By taking responsibility for our actions and their consequences, we can cultivate greater mindfulness and integrity in our interactions with the world. Moreover, self-reflection in Buddhism involves reflecting on the nature of the self and the illusion of separateness. By investigating the nature of the self with mindfulness and insight, we come to realize that the self is a construct of the mind, devoid of inherent existence. This insight into the emptiness of self leads to a profound shift in perspective, freeing us from the egocentric view of the world and opening our hearts to the interconnectedness of all beings. One powerful practice for cultivating self-reflection in Buddhism is meditation. Meditation provides a space for quiet contemplation and self-inquiry, allowing us to observe the movements of our mind with clarity and insight. Through regular meditation practice, we can develop the skills of mindfulness and self-awareness, deepening our understanding of ourselves and the nature of reality. Self-reflection in Buddhism is a transformative practice that leads to greater self-awareness, wisdom, and liberation from suffering. By turning our attention inward with mindfulness and insight, we can cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us, leading to greater peace, clarity, and freedom. Number 5. Foster equanimity. Equanimity is a profound concept in Buddhism, referring to a state of inner balance, calmness, and non-reactivity in the face of life's ups and downs. It is the ability to remain steady and undisturbed by external circumstances, whether pleasant or unpleasant, and is considered a key factor in achieving true happiness and liberation from suffering. At its core, equanimity in Buddhism is rooted in the understanding of impermanence and the ever-changing nature of reality. By recognizing that all phenomena are transient and subject to change, we come to understand that clinging to pleasant experiences or resisting unpleasant ones only leads to suffering. Equanimity involves accepting the flow of life with an open and balanced heart, without being swept away by the fluctuations of pleasure and pain. One of the key benefits of fostering equanimity in Buddhism is the cultivation of inner peace and stability. By developing equanimity, we can remain grounded and centered amidst the turbulence of life, maintaining a sense of calm and clarity even in the midst of challenging situations. This inner peace allows us to respond to life's difficulties with wisdom and compassion, rather than reacting impulsively out of fear or aversion. Fostering equanimity in Buddhism involves cultivating mindfulness, the practice of being fully present and aware of our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations without judgment. Through mindfulness, we can observe the arising and passing away of thoughts and emotions with clarity and objectivity without becoming entangled in them. This mindful awareness helps to create space between stimulus and response, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with greater wisdom and skillfulness. Another important aspect of fostering equanimity in Buddhism is the cultivation of acceptance and non-attachment. Equanimity involves accepting things as they are, without grasping for what we desire or pushing away what we dislike. By letting go of attachment to outcomes and preferences, we can free ourselves from the tyranny of desire and aversion and find peace in the midst of life's uncertainties. Moreover, fostering equanimity in Buddhism involves cultivating a sense of interconnectedness and compassion for all beings. By recognizing the common humanity that unites us all, we can develop a deep sense of empathy and compassion for others, regardless of their circumstances. This sense of interconnectedness helps to dissolve the barriers of self and other, leading to greater harmony and unity in the world. One powerful practice for fostering equanimity in Buddhism is meditation. Meditation provides a space for quiet contemplation and inner reflection, allowing us to cultivate a sense of calm and equanimity in the midst of life's challenges. Through regular meditation practice, we can train the mind to remain steady and balanced, even in the face of adversity. Fostering equanimity in Buddhism is a transformative practice that leads to greater peace, clarity, and freedom. By cultivating mindfulness, acceptance, and compassion, we can develop a deep sense of inner balance and stability, allowing us to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and wisdom. Number 6. Cultivate patience. Patience is a virtue highly esteemed in Buddhism, seen as an essential quality on the path to enlightenment and liberation from suffering. It is the ability to remain calm, composed, and tolerant in the face of difficulties, delays, or provocation without becoming agitated or reactive. At its core, cultivating patience in Buddhism is rooted in the understanding of impermanence and the law of karma. Buddhists believe that all things are transient and subject to change, and that every action has consequences. By recognizing the impermanent nature of reality and the interplay of causes and conditions, we can cultivate patience as we navigate life's inevitable challenges and setbacks. One of the key benefits of cultivating patience in Buddhism is the cultivation of inner peace and resilience. Patience allows us to remain steady and composed amidst life's ups and downs, maintaining a sense of calm and equanimity, even in the face of adversity. This inner peace provides a solid foundation for responding to difficulties with wisdom and compassion, rather than reacting impulsively out of frustration or anger. Cultivating patience in Buddhism involves practicing mindfulness, the ability to be fully present and aware of our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations without judgment. Through mindfulness, we can observe the arising and passing away of impatience and frustration with clarity and objectivity, without becoming swept away by them. This mindful awareness helps to create space between stimulus and response, allowing us to approach life's challenges with greater wisdom and skillfulness. Another important aspect of cultivating patience in Buddhism is the practice of acceptance and non-attachment. Patience involves accepting things as they are, without clinging to desires or expectations of how things should be. By letting go of attachment to outcomes and preferences, we can free ourselves from the suffering caused by craving and aversion and find peace in the midst of life's uncertainties. Moreover, cultivating patience in Buddhism involves recognizing the interconnectedness of all beings and developing compassion for others. By understanding that everyone is on their own journey, facing their own challenges and struggles, we can develop empathy and understanding for others, even when they may test our patience. This sense of interconnectedness helps to dissolve the barriers between self and others, leading to greater harmony and compassion in our relationships. One powerful practice for cultivating patience in Buddhism is meditation. Meditation provides a space for quiet contemplation and inner reflection, allowing us to cultivate a sense of calm and patience in the midst of life's challenges. Through regular meditation practice, we can train the mind to remain steady and patient, even in the face of adversity. Cultivating patience in Buddhism is a transformative practice that leads to greater peace, clarity, and freedom. By cultivating mindfulness, acceptance, and compassion, we can develop a deep sense of inner peace and resilience, allowing us to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and wisdom. Number 7, letting go of ego. Letting go of ego is a central teaching in Buddhism, emphasizing the importance of transcending the illusion of a fixed and separate self. In Buddhism, ego is viewed as the root cause of suffering, as it leads to attachment, aversion, and a distorted view of reality. At its core, letting go of ego in Buddhism involves recognizing the impermanent and interconnected nature of all phenomena. The Buddha taught that the self is not a fixed and permanent entity, but rather a construct of the mind, devoid of inherent existence. By letting go of attachment to the self, we can free ourselves from the cycle of craving and aversion and experience true freedom and liberation. One of the key benefits of letting go of ego in Buddhism is the cultivation of humility and openness. Ego often leads to a sense of pride, arrogance, and self-importance, which creates barriers to genuine connection and understanding with others. By letting go of ego, we can cultivate a sense of humility and openness, allowing us to connect more deeply with others and to see beyond the limitations of our own perspective. Letting go of ego in Buddhism also involves cultivating self-awareness and introspection. By examining our thoughts, feelings, and actions with mindfulness and honesty, we can become aware of the ways in which ego manifests in our lives. This self-awareness allows us to recognize the ego's influence and to let go of its grip, leading to greater clarity and insight. Moreover, letting go of ego in Buddhism involves cultivating compassion and empathy for others. By recognizing the interconnectedness of all beings and the shared experience of suffering, we can develop empathy and understanding for others, even those who may challenge or threaten our sense of self. This sense of interconnectedness helps to dissolve the barriers of ego and foster greater harmony and compassion in our relationships. One powerful practice for letting go of ego in Buddhism is meditation. Meditation provides a space for quiet contemplation and inner reflection, allowing us to observe the movements of the mind with clarity and objectivity. Through meditation, we can cultivate a sense of detachment from the ego's influence, allowing us to experience a deeper sense of peace and liberation. Letting go of ego in Buddhism is a transformative practice that leads to greater freedom, compassion, and insight. By recognizing the impermanent and interconnected nature of all phenomena, we can let go of attachment to the self and experience true liberation from suffering. Through mindfulness, self-awareness, and compassion, we can cultivate a sense of humility and openness, allowing us to connect more deeply with others and to live with greater wisdom and compassion. Number 8. Embrace change. Embracing change is a fundamental teaching in Buddhism, reflecting the understanding of impermanence as a natural and inevitable aspect of life. In Buddhism, change is not something to be feared or resisted, but rather embraced as an opportunity for growth, transformation, and liberation from suffering. At its core, embracing change in Buddhism involves recognizing the impermanent nature of all phenomena. The Buddha taught that everything in the world is subject to change, including our thoughts, emotions, bodies, and the world around us. By embracing change, we can cultivate a sense of acceptance and equanimity, allowing us to flow with the ever-changing currents of life rather than resisting or clinging to them. One of the main advantages of accepting change in Buddhism is building resilience and adaptability. Change is a natural part of life, and learning to adapt helps us handle challenges more smoothly. By welcoming change, we can become more resilient, recover from difficulties faster, and adjust our direction when needed, which brings more peace and well-being. In Buddhism, embracing change also means letting go of our attachment to fixed ideas, expectations, and specific outcomes. The Buddha taught that attachment is the main cause of suffering because it creates cravings, dislikes, and dissatisfaction. By releasing the need for things to be a certain way, we can open ourselves to the opportunities of the present moment and find happiness and contentment, even during times of change. Moreover, embracing change in Buddhism involves cultivating mindfulness and presence in the moment. By being fully present and aware of our thoughts, feelings, and sensations, we can experience each moment as it arises without being caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future. Mindfulness allows us to embrace change with an open heart and a clear mind, enabling us to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and compassion. One powerful practice for embracing change in Buddhism is meditation. Meditation provides a space for quiet reflection and inner exploration, allowing us to cultivate a sense of peace and acceptance in the midst of change. Through meditation, we can develop the skills to observe the impermanent nature of our thoughts and emotions and to let go of attachment to fixed ideas and identities. In essence, embracing change in Buddhism is a transformative practice that leads to greater freedom, resilience, and peace of mind. By recognizing the impermanent nature of all phenomena and learning to adapt to life's ever-changing circumstances, we can cultivate a sense of acceptance, equanimity, and joy, allowing us to live with greater ease and grace. Number 9. Seek wisdom. Seeking wisdom is a core principle in Buddhism, reflecting the belief in the transformative power of knowledge and understanding. In Buddhism, wisdom is not merely intellectual knowledge, but rather a deep insight into the nature of reality and the causes of suffering and liberation. At its core, seeking wisdom in Buddhism involves a commitment to learning and self-inquiry. The Buddha himself emphasized the importance of seeking wisdom, stating, "He who knows others is wise. He who knows himself is enlightened." This statement underscores the importance of both external knowledge and self-awareness in the pursuit of wisdom. One of the key benefits of seeking wisdom in Buddhism is the cultivation of understanding and insight. Wisdom allows us to see beyond the surface of things and to discern the deeper truths that lie beneath. By seeking wisdom, we can gain insight into the causes of suffering and the path to liberation, leading to greater clarity, peace, and well-being. Seeking wisdom in Buddhism also involves cultivating an open and curious mind. The Buddha encouraged his followers to question, investigate, and inquire deeply into the nature of reality and the teachings of Buddhism. By approaching life with an open mind and a spirit of inquiry, we can uncover hidden truths and expand our understanding of the world around us. Moreover, seeking wisdom in Buddhism involves studying the teachings of the Buddha and other wise teachers. The Buddhist scriptures contain a wealth of wisdom teachings, including the Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path, and teachings on impermanence, suffering, and non-self. By studying these teachings with sincerity and diligence, we can deepen our understanding of the nature of reality and the path to liberation. One powerful practice for seeking wisdom in Buddhism is meditation. Meditation provides a space for quiet reflection and inner exploration, allowing us to connect with our inner wisdom and insight. Through meditation, we can develop the clarity of mind and depth of understanding necessary to see things as they truly are, and to cultivate wisdom in our lives. Seeking wisdom in Buddhism is a transformative practice that leads to greater understanding, insight, and liberation. By approaching life with an open mind and a spirit of inquiry, studying the teachings of the Buddha, and cultivating mindfulness and self-awareness through meditation, we can uncover hidden truths, transcend ignorance, and experience greater peace, clarity, and freedom. Number 10. Practice detachment. In Buddhism, detachment means letting go of desires, possessions, and specific outcomes. It's about developing a mindset of non-attachment, where we remain unaffected by the ups and downs of the outside world, finding inner peace and freedom from suffering. The practice of detachment is based on understanding that everything is temporary. The Buddha taught that holding on to things that don't last leads to suffering, as it creates cravings, clinging, and dissatisfaction. By releasing our attachment and accepting that everything changes, we can free ourselves from suffering and find more peace and happiness. One major benefit of practicing detachment in Buddhism is gaining inner peace and balance. Detachment helps us let go of desires and dislikes, freeing us from the emotional highs and lows that come from wanting certain outcomes. With a mindset of non-attachment, we can stay calm and centered even when life brings challenges or uncertainties, experiencing a deeper sense of calm and stability. Number 12. Develop compassion. Developing compassion is a central pillar of Buddhist teachings, embodying the aspiration to alleviate suffering and promote the well-being of all beings. In Buddhism, compassion is not merely a sentiment or feeling, but an active quality of the heart that arises from a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all life. At its core, developing compassion in Buddhism involves cultivating a genuine concern for the welfare and happiness of others. The Buddha taught that all beings desire happiness and seek to avoid suffering, and that cultivating compassion is a way to fulfill this universal aspiration. By recognizing the inherent worth and dignity of all beings, individuals can cultivate compassion as a guiding principle in their thoughts, words, and actions. One of the key benefits of developing compassion in Buddhism is the cultivation of inner peace and happiness. Compassion arises from a heart that is open, kind, and inclusive, and is characterized by a sense of warmth, empathy, and goodwill toward all beings. By cultivating compassion, individuals can find fulfillment and satisfaction in their relationships and contribute to the creation of a more harmonious and compassionate world. Developing compassion in Buddhism also involves practicing loving-kindness meditation. In this practice, individuals cultivate feelings of loving-kindness, compassion, and goodwill toward themselves and others, generating a sense of connection and well-being that extends to all beings. By cultivating loving-kindness, individuals can dissolve barriers of separation and develop a deep sense of empathy and compassion for others. Moreover, developing compassion involves letting go of self-centeredness and cultivating a sense of interconnectedness with all beings. The Buddha taught that the belief in a fixed and separate self is an illusion that leads to suffering, and that true happiness arises from recognizing the interconnectedness of all life. By letting go of self-centeredness and cultivating a sense of interconnectedness, individuals can develop a genuine concern for the welfare of others and work toward the alleviation of suffering in the world. One powerful practice for developing compassion in Buddhism is the practice of Tonglen meditation. In this practice, individuals cultivate compassion by visualizing taking on the suffering of others and sending them love, healing, and compassion in return. By practicing Tonglen meditation, individuals can develop a deep sense of empathy and compassion for others and cultivate a genuine desire to alleviate the suffering of all beings. Developing compassion in Buddhism is a transformative practice that leads to greater happiness, peace, and well-being. By cultivating a genuine concern for the welfare of others, practicing loving-kindness meditation, letting go of self-centeredness, and practicing Tonglen meditation, individuals can develop a heart that is open, kind, and inclusive, and contribute to the creation of a more compassionate and harmonious world. Number 13. Embrace impermanence. Embracing impermanence is a fundamental teaching in Buddhism, emphasizing the understanding that all things are subject to change and transience. In Buddhism, impermanence is not viewed as a source of fear or anxiety, but rather as a natural and essential aspect of life that can lead to greater wisdom, freedom, and appreciation for the present moment. At its core, embracing impermanence in Buddhism involves recognizing the ever-changing nature of reality. The Buddha taught that all phenomena, including our thoughts, emotions, bodies, and the world around us, are in a constant state of flux. By acknowledging and accepting the impermanent nature of all things, individuals can release the grip of attachment and aversion and find greater peace and contentment in the present moment. One of the main benefits of accepting impermanence in Buddhism is building resilience and adaptability. Impermanence reminds us that nothing lasts forever and that change is a natural part of life. By accepting this truth, people can develop the strength to handle life's ups and downs more easily and the flexibility to adjust to new situations with wisdom and calmness. Accepting impermanence in Buddhism also means letting go of attachments to fixed ideas, expectations, and specific outcomes. The Buddha taught that holding on to the idea that things will stay the same causes suffering because it creates cravings, clinging, and dissatisfaction. By releasing these attachments and going with the flow of life, people can find greater freedom and relief from suffering. Moreover, embracing impermanence involves cultivating mindfulness and presence in the moment. Mindfulness allows individuals to become fully present and aware of the ever-changing nature of their thoughts, feelings, and sensations. By practicing mindfulness, individuals can develop a deep appreciation for the richness and beauty of each moment and find joy and contentment in the unfolding of life as it is. One powerful practice for embracing impermanence in Buddhism is mindfulness meditation. In this practice, individuals cultivate awareness of the present moment by focusing their attention on their breath, bodily sensations, or the sensations of walking. By practicing mindfulness meditation, individuals can develop the capacity to let go of attachment to past regrets or future worries and find peace and contentment in the here and now. Embracing impermanence in Buddhism is a transformative practice that leads to greater peace, freedom, and happiness. By acknowledging and accepting the ever-changing nature of reality, individuals can release the grip of attachment and aversion and find greater joy and contentment in the present moment. Through mindfulness, presence, and acceptance, individuals can embrace impermanence as a source of wisdom and liberation and live with greater ease and grace. Number 14. Cultivate gratitude. Cultivating gratitude is a profound practice in Buddhism, promoting a mindset of appreciation and thankfulness for the countless blessings in our lives, both big and small. In Buddhism, Gratitude is not merely a fleeting emotion, but a transformative attitude that can lead to greater happiness, contentment, and spiritual growth. At its core, cultivating gratitude in Buddhism involves recognizing and acknowledging the abundance of goodness in our lives. The Buddha taught that even amidst life's challenges and difficulties, there are countless reasons to be grateful, from the gift of life itself to the kindness of others and the beauty of the natural world. By cultivating gratitude, individuals can shift their focus from what is lacking to what is present, leading to greater joy and fulfillment. One of the key benefits of cultivating gratitude in Buddhism is the cultivation of inner peace and happiness. Gratitude arises from a heart that is open, kind, and appreciative, and is characterized by a sense of contentment and well-being. By cultivating gratitude, individuals can find joy and satisfaction in the simple pleasures of life and develop a deep sense of appreciation for the richness and beauty of each moment. Cultivating gratitude in Buddhism also involves letting go of the tendency to compare oneself to others or to dwell on past regrets or future worries. The Buddha taught that comparing oneself to others leads to envy and discontent, while dwelling on past regrets or future worries leads to suffering. By cultivating gratitude, individuals can let go of these harmful habits of mind and find peace and contentment in the present moment. Moreover, cultivating gratitude involves practicing mindfulness and presence in the moment. Mindfulness allows individuals to become fully present and aware of the goodness that surrounds them, from the warmth of the sun on their skin to the laughter of loved ones. By practicing mindfulness, individuals can develop a deep appreciation for the richness and beauty of each moment and find joy and contentment in the simple pleasures of life. One powerful practice for cultivating gratitude in Buddhism is the practice of gratitude meditation. In this practice, individuals cultivate feelings of gratitude by reflecting on the countless blessings in their lives and expressing thanks for them. By practicing gratitude meditation regularly, individuals can develop a deep sense of appreciation for the abundance of goodness in their lives and experience greater peace, happiness, and fulfillment. Cultivating gratitude in Buddhism is a transformative practice that leads to greater peace, happiness, and well-being. By cultivating a mindset of appreciation and thankfulness, letting go of harmful habits of comparison and rumination, practicing mindfulness and presence in the moment, and expressing thanks through gratitude. Meditation, individuals can cultivate a deep sense of gratitude that permeates every aspect of their lives, leading to greater joy, contentment, and spiritual growth. Number 15. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is one of the central practices in Buddhism and serves as the foundation for cultivating awareness, wisdom, and liberation. Mindfulness involves being fully present and aware of our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations without judgment. It is the practice of observing our inner and outer experiences with clarity and acceptance, allowing us to develop insight into the nature of reality and the causes of suffering. At its core, mindfulness in Buddhism is about bringing full attention to the present moment, recognizing the impermanence of all things, and letting go of attachment and aversion. The Buddha taught that through mindfulness, individuals can gain insight into the transient nature of their thoughts and emotions, freeing themselves from the cycle of craving and aversion. One of the key benefits of practicing mindfulness in Buddhism is the cultivation of inner peace and clarity. Mindfulness allows individuals to become more aware of their thoughts and emotions, enabling them to observe these mental processes without becoming entangled in them. By developing this mindful awareness, individuals can respond to life's challenges with greater wisdom and compassion, rather than reacting impulsively out of fear or desire. Practicing mindfulness in Buddhism also involves being fully present in all aspects of daily life. Whether walking, eating, working, or simply breathing, mindfulness encourages individuals to bring full attention to each moment, experiencing life with greater depth and clarity. This practice helps individuals cultivate a sense of peace and equanimity, even amidst the busyness of everyday life. Moreover, practicing mindfulness in Buddhism leads to greater self-awareness and insight. Through mindfulness, individuals become more attuned to their habitual patterns of thought and behavior, recognizing the causes of suffering and developing the capacity to make conscious choices that lead to greater well-being and happiness. One powerful practice for cultivating mindfulness in Buddhism is mindfulness meditation. In this practice, individuals focus their attention on the breath, bodily sensations, or the movements of the mind, observing each experience with awareness and acceptance. By practicing mindfulness meditation regularly, individuals can develop greater clarity, insight, and equanimity, allowing them to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease and grace. Practicing mindfulness in Buddhism is a transformative practice that leads to greater peace, clarity, and freedom. By cultivating mindful awareness in all aspects of life, individuals can develop greater insight into the nature of reality and the causes of suffering, leading to a deeper sense of inner peace and liberation. Through mindfulness meditation, individuals can train the mind to remain present and aware, allowing them to experience life with greater clarity, joy, and fulfillment. In conclusion, the wisdom of Buddhist teachings offers invaluable guidance on how to navigate life's complexities with grace, insight, and inner peace. Whether it is cultivating forgiveness, practicing mindfulness, or embracing impermanence, these timeless principles provide a roadmap to greater happiness, well-being, and liberation from suffering. By integrating these teachings into our daily lives, we can awaken to the profound beauty and richness of each moment and embark on a path of deep transformation and fulfillment. So let us embrace these teachings with an open heart and a curious mind, for in doing so, we unlock the keys to a life filled with wisdom, compassion, and joy. Subscribe to Buddhist Thoughts and journey with us towards a life of profound insight and joy. Join our community of seekers committed to living with wisdom and fulfillment.